So I've been curious to get an update to you on what's been going on with Sarah Enama. She's a middle school teacher who put up this poster in her wall. You can see it says, "Everyone is welcome here," with the different shades of color skin. And it's got the hearts in the hand. And her administration came to her and told her, "Hey, we can't have that. That's a matter of personal opinion." Decided that, and that's what the board policy stated. And she was asked to take it down. She did take it down, but then she reversed it and put it back up. Says she's not taking it down, and it made the news, kind of blew up, and yeah, I was curious to know if she was still there, because that's a lot of heat as a teacher, and it's just difficult too as a teacher, knowing that not only administration, they're having conversations and meetings about you, and as teachers, we don't want that. We want to close our door and we want to do our job. That's it. But so she's had a lot of eyeballs on her, and she's very courageous and brave. But the update here is that she is retiring. So let's jump into this video.
District Legal Counsel said they're going to...
Excuse me, not retiring. She's resigning from the school.
Kind of review that and get back to them. But this is just the first reading of the new policy. They didn't make any decision on it, and that likely won't happen until July. But it appears the policy committee might have some work to do before then.
So obviously when you have things like this, the school's natural response is to don't make any quick changes, but just have a meeting about that policy, just have a meeting about the meeting, and you just kick the can down the road. Because I knew it, because this thing kind of kicked off maybe in March, I believe it was, and I could see the district just riding things out to the end of the year, and then around July, then you come out with a new policy addressing things like this, the posters that teachers are allowed to display in a room, in addition to the messages they're allowed to display, like maybe on their clothing and things like that. So let's keep going.
Meanwhile, what about the teacher and the poster that started this whole policy review in the first place? With just about 10 days left in the school year for West Ada, we wanted to check back in with Sarah Enama, the 6th grade world civilizations teacher at Lewis and Clark Middle School. She told us her poster, it's still in her classroom, but come next fall, after 5 years of teaching, it won't be, and neither will she. There were 2 of them. The problems with Sarah Enama's posters, how long have those been up in your classroom?
Probably 4 years.
Began in early February.
My building administration came to me during my lunch period and told me that they needed to be taken down by the end of the day. They told me that they were in violation of district policy because in today's political environment, they're considered a personal opinion.
However, in Sarah's opinion, they weren't.
And so I went back into my classroom and put it back up. And I emailed my principal and said, I don't agree. I don't agree that this is a personal opinion. I feel like this is the basis of public education.
On February 25th, West Ada's chief academic officer, Marcus Myers, provided the policy explaining the district's decision. But Sarah wasn't buying it.
Yeah, because everyone is welcome here, especially since the poster emphasizes in regards to skin color with the images of the hands, that is considered something that people have differing views on.
And the differing view would be racist?
I mean, I can't even wrap my head around what other differing view of it would be.
So obviously a very, very tough situation for the district, tough position for the district to defend. And you can imagine those school board meetings were very contentious. Let's drop into one of them in which we have a board member that says that everything that was done correctly.
Didn't back down from how Sarah's situation was handled.
But there's been a sort of a repeated call to acknowledge a mistake. I want to say in the clearest possible terms, I think that everything was done right here.
While that can be disputed,
I don't know.
one thing is certain.
I feel like there's a lot of questions left unanswered.
With just about a week left in the school year,
Frustrating.
Sarah is taking another stand. Did you already turn in your resignation?
Yes.
Have you heard anything back?
No. I haven't heard much from the district or my admin about this whole debacle since it started.
What have these last few months been like for you?
Just kind of unsettling. Not a lot of like clarification about the whole situation. I felt like throughout the whole timeline, I've been given so many different reasonings why my poster was in violation. I feel like I deserve to have like a more solid explanation.
So I can tell you, just based on my experience, the directions to her building administration was to leave her alone. Do not engage in any conversations about this, or maybe or to direct her to district level administration. And when they received that letter of resignation, just based on experience, there was some relief. There was signs of a little bit of relief once they received that letter of resignation, because as with many things, as time goes on, other things happen, and people's attention is diverted to other things that happen.
And to have all of my questions answered. I mean, even to this day, I'm still like, can't even believe that this is the situation that I'm in. That a poster that is welcoming all the students in my classroom is not only not celebrated, but considered controversial. And worse than that, just an opinion. And I just don't want to be a part of it.
In her resignation letter, Sarah wrote the district was, quote, more interested in not alienating people with a racist view of our students rather than supporting me and my classroom motivational posters.
I don't see any other way about it. Like, I don't see any other reason besides that. I don't know why else they would ever find this message or this poster or the visuals on it to be controversial in any way, unless they were recognizing racist sentiments or racist opinions from people.
Have you told your students about your resignation?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
They write notes in some of their classes and deliver to their teachers, and I have them fill out kind of like an end of the year reflection on, what they learned in my class that they thought was fun and cool. And a lot of them have said they have learned that it's important to stand up for what you believe in. So if that's a lesson that they learned inadvertently in my class, then I'm proud of that. And that sometimes adults are wrong.
From the beginning, with the avoiding of answering questions, it seemed like the school district would rather Sarah and her poster predicament would just go away. Is that what's happening now? Is it just going away?
I hope not. I hope that they can figure out a way to look at messages of inclusion and the celebration of diversity of the students that are in our schools, and realize that that is not something to be fearful of. That is not something to deem controversial for whatever reason. It's beautiful. It's the kids of this country. It's the kids in this community, and it's people's children. And we're here to teach all of them.
What are you going to do with the poster?
It's the last thing on my walls right now. I think it will be the last thing I take down.
Well, Sarah, despite having to resign or feeling like she has to resign and not having a job lined up for next fall, she has no regrets, she told us. And you know what? She's not the only West Ada teacher walking away, because...
Okay, and he's going to talk about another teacher who sent in their letter of resignation because of this issue here. So yeah, there you have it. There's an update on that. Hopefully she'll hopefully Sarah will find another school, and she'll be able to display her poster. I don't understand that policy. I don't. I don't understand the policy, and it's just hard to it's it's hard to defend that policy. So hopefully she finds another school to continue her career at. And yeah, just kudos to her for sticking to her principles, and politely requesting that her admin give her a reasonable explanation as to how this is a matter of personal opinion, that everyone is welcome here. It's just, you can't, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. And I get it. No district likes to do a backpedal right in the middle of the school year, because, and I was taught this in school when I was working on my doctorate. It just, school boards, they don't want to give the impression to the community that if the community just shows up during a board meeting and pressures the board, then they can cause the school board to immediately backpedal. But I think that's ultimately what's going to happen, is the school board is going to backpedal on this. They're just going to do it in their own time. I think that's what's going to happen. But unfortunately, as you can see, they're losing good teachers while they stand their ground now to send that message to the community that they're not going to be bullied into making a decision. So they're standing their ground now, and it's working out for them. But in the meantime, they're you've got, this is national news, and you're losing good teachers over this. And quite possibly there could be some people who decide to not move into that area because of this. So there are consequences. There are consequences. So, all right. So we will, so there's an update on that story, and I look forward to more updates. I want to hear that Miss Inman, I think is her name. I'm looking forward to updates that Sarah has found herself another job, and her poster is on the wall for all to see.